Hello, everyone. I am your faithful Amanda Splatts, and in my effort to collab with everyone in FlaVR, show FlaVR love, FlaVR unity, I'm here today with Dr. Loligae. It's nice to have you out in the desert, man.
But whoa, it's me, Dr. Loligae, and I'm dying of thirst in the fucking desert. It's been freaking parched. I'm a literal soda person, so it's a little trick, but hey, that's good. How you doing?
I'm doing fucking great, dude. I told you there was a water fountain by the front door, but let's give over. Let's tell people what we're doing today. We got kind of interesting. It was your idea. Jigsaw puzzle website where you can just put over your own pictures, make jigsaw puzzles. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I'd never heard of this site before.
Yeah, I kind of figured there was something like that. So I thought, why not? So
Yeah,
yeah, so
this
we're
right here,
gonna
this right here is a face that has haunted me for a little too long. So it's good we're getting her out of
yeah,
the way first.
yeah. So
Man,
yeah,
and
yeah, all the rules always get the
always
get
get
the
the
corner.
corners first. Yep. Man, you're fast. You're good at this shit, man.
Okay, I'll slow down.
No, don't, man. I'm a fucking tryhard. I'll admit that. Like, first fucking thing, I'm a tryhard, man. No problem.
Mhm.
So, how did you find this website, man?
I just Googled free online puzzle multiple people
Yeah, it's great because obviously, even
and
though I've been working with Steam and everything, it is great to try to find the free stuff whenever you can, wherever you can. So, yeah, man, it's another little while before I'm able to get in touch with you because I know we kind of run in the same circles, but it's kind of cool to actually finally collab with you because I think there were a
yeah
couple times, but like it's just stuff I couldn't run due to how fucking junky my system is. Hell, I
I
had
understand.
problems running plastic Dutch simulator.
Mhm. Yo, we did. Okay, stream over.
Yeah, and never truly done,
We
and you're
got
never truly safe.
yeah
That's San Ruby,
the haunting.
the god in the desert. Motherfucking cross the
Yeah.
bear, but I think we're done. Oh, we get points. You won. Holy shit!
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah, we're
Fif-
done. Okay,
15 to 10.
okay,
So how do we
yeah, okay.
vote
Now,
about
okay, so I'll I'm guessing you don't have you need an account to make it. So I'll just make another one. Okay, we'll choose the Audrey Auspice. Well,
what?
we'll pump up the numbers. We started easy. We started easy, but we're gonna
Right.
pump up the numbers.
Well, just making sure the thing fucking works, obviously.
Yeah. So let me. So this website's kind of jank. Okay, let me get you an invite to the room. You can't. You have to make a totally separate room every time you do.
And for anyone who's watching the stream on my end, the reason that there's a little bit of the desert peeking out of the bottom of the screen is because I had the URL just for security purposes, just in case I need to switch
Yeah.
between shit. So,
Yeah. So I got you the link, and you gotta.
alright. So
Might wanna.
say goodbye to San Ruby like I've been trying to do for the last 12
It
fucking
says
years.
bye, San Ruby.
And which picture are we doing now?
It's the second. So it's the second one I posted. So
The white dress.
it's the yeah, the one with the dress.
That's very cute.
Her name is Audrey Auspice. She is a Auspic. Yeah.
Well, what is that?
I can't remember. It's something really gross. It's something really gross though. Uh, it was Lulu and I did a stream where
Oh
we were making
yeah.
new flavor people out of cursed stuff.
There was like a couple of parts, weren't you? Because even the thumbnail was fucking cursed. Because you looked like actual real life human being instead of the anime stuff, and then things somehow got weirder from there.
Yeah. So it's like some gelatin. I forgot exactly. It's some gross gelatin stuff.
Yeah, but that's one of the great fucking things about flavor, man, is the creative freedom. Like, as much or as little
Yeah.
as you want to. Even if you're using something from the original document, you can use as much or as little as you want. Like, we just had, like, a guy, um, he just joined Flavor earlier today. He's been
Oh.
on Flavor for like a couple days, but I think it was just made official today.
Who was it?
I'm gonna pull up the. I don't want to get his name wrong. Hold on. Don't want to get his name wrong. Chica Champon. He plays.
Chica. Yeah.
Yeah, plays Microsoft Flight Simulator almost exclusively.
Yeah. Okay, I know that. I know that nerd.
Shocked that game is as popular as it is. Like, there's no fucking way my potato could run it, but I guess I didn't see the allure of it. But he's doing it, man.
Yeah.
He's making it interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mark of a good performer is you take something that people might not think it is interesting and might not have thought about doing before, and people get into it. Like me with these old fighting games and with the karaoke's and everything, just trying to... Because there are a lot of the games that everyone fucking plays, and they're good for the views and everything. But if everyone's doing the same thing and playing the same thing, then I feel like my question is, what can I bring to the conversation? Like, why would someone watch me over someone who's far more talented or interesting? And I guess that's why I kind of gravitate towards the things I know and the things I grew up with, because then I can actually give my perspective on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it goes for everything with any level of, I don't know what's the word. I guess it's not just competition, but like when it comes to like jobs or being a streamer, art, or musician, you know, you need to when you need to attract people and grab people's attention for something. There's always like a level of like, okay, how do you stand out?
And the question
And
is like,
when like,
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
oh no, you go.
But I was gonna say there's standing out, and then there's a question of how much do you want to sacrifice of your own content, what you want to do to get. Can you rotate pieces, or are they already the proper orientation?
They're all proper. It's
Yeah.
not that advanced yet.
Because I've gotten lucky so far. Like, I'm not playing Five Nights at Freddy's or anything, but a couple of the things that I am into, like the Vampire Saviors Castlevania stuff, it's really popular and relevant. So I've gotten kind of lucky with some of my recent game choices. But like I tell people, I'm a singer, I'm a writer, I just happen to stream. I just figured out that you can zoom in on stuff here. That's gonna help with my old fucking bag eyes. This is a neat little
and
thing.
when you have the piece in the right spot, it kind of cheats. When you have it in the right spot, it just auto sticks to it.
It just snaps it in.
But yeah, and you won't be able to. Which if you, I don't know if it shows it for you on your side, but at the top there's like a couple pieces that are off the line, but you can't move them.
Oh.
So it's a little glitchy.
Well, it's free, so you can't really complain, right? So what program did y'all use to generate this?
This one I think was just being AI, just because it's free, and it is highly censored now, unfortunately, and it can be like a real pain to get certain stuff, especially if it's like anime related. You have to do a lot of like.
Yeah, I fucking know, man. I use Bing for almost all of my stuff, cause I have the whole 1990s gritty OVA aesthetic that the shit back when Central Park Media was like trying to bring everything to the States, cause Ghost in the Shell sold so well, that kind of shit. But a bang. It was great, and then it started being so I had to keep like changing fucking words around just to get what I was looking for. I mean, I
Yeah,
understand why they did it,
it's
but holy shit.
it went way overboard, and a lot of times it's like weird random things that are like not allowed. Like a lot, like there's a lot of people, specific people that they don't allow for whatever. Like I think Napoleon. There's I don't know. It's kind of weird because it's a lot of celebrities. There's also a lot of historical figures. So the obvious one, like Mr. Schmittler and Mussolini, obviously those ones are
Yeah.
not allowed on Bing. But there's also like celebrities. They're like, okay, that's kind of weird, but they.
Well, I guess as a corpo, you can kind of understand they just don't want lawsuits and shit. But holy crap, like I don't even remember them talking about changing them or anything. Oh shit, I was looking for her face. That's the back of the fucking head. That's my problem.
It's this. That one goes there.
Moving these up. But
Wait, do you
yeah,
have more pieces than?
probably. Well, the thing is that though I use it because Bing has access to so much reference material, so it actually has screenshots of the '90s anime I try to do.
Mhm.
But another big victory for Loligae. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I
Do
know,
is, and then you can click Then you can click preview to show the whole image on the top.
cool. There you go. Like I did a stream like this too, so where creating characters, except I used AI images and Google Bard or whatever Gemini, whatever they're fucking calling it now, to create the description. So it's like whole different layers, and it just kind of blows my mind. Like, what if someday, like long after I'm dead or whatever, someone decides to pick up the character that I created and fucking run with it? That I think that would blow my damn mind.
Okay, I'm making a new one. We're going to go with the the canonical, the one in the pool, Amanda in the pool.
My image, the image that went so hard that it fucking broke me.
Yeah.
It's weird that you have to upload the picture yourself, though. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So what I'm guessing, it saves like the pieces and the calculations for the room, but it doesn't save the images. So each person has to.
That makes sense.
And this is for like if you want to do custom. There's like regular. They have like pre-made puzzles that you can do.
Yeah, I saw that on the title screen. They're like 100 joining, 85 joining, whatever. But yeah, this.
Yeah, and you can have.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh no. Brain fart. I forget what I was going to say.
I was saying that back when I was trying to figure out what to do, what character I wanted to pick. Funny story. I almost picked Cara Malone. This was back before the Cara Malone. I had a kind of idea of this character as kind of angry, angsty New Yorker type. But then I was genning out test images of several characters, and this picture came out, and I'm like, oh my god, this goes so fucking hard. I have to be Amanda Splatts. But as a writer, I do get a lot of that inspiration. Like it's just one song or one picture or something that'll just get me fucking going. Oh,
that's how. Yeah, I'm a lot like that too. And a lot of times when I'm doing something, I usually find a song that like when I'm like, okay, I have to draw something, I'll like find a song that's like, yeah, that's the mood. And and kind of like the mood I'm going for. And sometimes like, oh, I'm directly inspired by a specific song.
Yeah.
And so while I'm drawing that, I'll like just play that song over and over again. It gets very tiring after a while. You slowly start hating the song, but
Well, I used to do
it,
that back when I
it
wrote,
works.
and I never actually got too tired of the song because, as someone who played video games back in the day, and sometimes the background music is just like a 30-second fucking loop while you're jumping around and jumping on turtles' heads and shit. You don't get tired of the little looping going back again and again.
Well, if it's not too annoying, because there's something it's like, oh no, it's chalkboard on the ears.
Yeah, it's
the
not
whole,
like it's not like the fucking Cheetah Man song. There's some real old school bangers out there.
yeah. And I think part of it for me is it's less like hearing the music over and over again. Oh, that's I guess part of it. Also, just kind of like a lot of times when I'm drawing, there's a lot of frustration, and there's a lot, and so there's kind of like an association
Yeah, it's just like
I make with the song sometimes.
yeah,
It rarely ever like ruins a song outright.
yeah, just like you get the picture, the idea in your head, but the problem is just translating it, getting it out there, so the rest of the world can see what you're thinking.
Yeah, and just like kind of like trying to make your hand do what your brain thinks. And your brain is also really stupid because it will like abstract things to make sense in your head, which doesn't actually make sense in your brain. So it looks like it makes perfect sense in your brain, but it doesn't actually make sense when you actually try and do it. So that's what causes a lot of that
Yeah.
frustration. Like it doesn't look like what's in my head.
It's like
I guess
have,
it like there's not.
oh, go ahead, man.
You know, go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is, as a writer, it's a little bit easier for me to fix that because whenever I write something, I go ahead and read it out loud. Like anyone who's watched my writing streams, when I'm done with them, I read them out loud to myself. Because like conversational dialogue, it doesn't always come right to you when you're trying to write something. So if I can just, when I speak it out loud, I can kind of mull it over. Sinus82 says it's free, so you can't complain. That's where you're wrong. Us freeloaders love complaining about freebies.
Yeah,
Fucking got
exactly.
to there, man.
Very, very true. Wise words.
Yeah, well, at least it doesn't have advertisements, or I wouldn't know if it has advertisements or not because I'm using Brave right now. But your Brave is about the safest one. Because I was using, like an idiot, I was just using Edge for the longest time, and then Cara Malone is the one who turned me on to Brave, and I'm saving so much power, so many resources and everything. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, it just, my mind has been a fucking flutter recently, man, with everyone, all the old school flavors, the 2-year anniversaries, and you realize flavor's been around for two fucking years, man. Kind of blows your mind when you really ruminate on it, man.
Yeah, it's like, wait, no, it hasn't been 2 years or what? No, it's only been like 6 months. Like, I did not realize, because the other night Lulu was like, I was hanging out with them, and she's like, wait, I've been doing this for 7 months. I'm like, bullshit. No, it's like, oh god.
Right.
and I actually missed I missed my 1 year debut anniversary. It was on the 17th, and I totally didn't know. So I missed my anniversary stream. No.
Well, I'm sure you'll be able to make it up to him soon enough, man. But it's
Yeah,
just like,
I have a plan.
fucking nice, man.
I have a time traveling plan, so don't worry, I won't actually miss it.
We've got the fucking DeLorean going, man. Get those nice,
Yeah.
those vertical doors. Make it a little hard to get out in parking situations, but the doc will figure it
Yeah,
out.
something like that. Yeah, we'll call it. It's technically a DeVay. Oh, what's it called? It's not a DeVago? Is that? No, not the DeLorean, but there's another one that's like, it starts with a DA too, but it's like a really shitty car from like the 80s or something. It's like called the Durango or so. Or, it was something. I'll have to.
My Durango, number 95.
So yeah, it's like it's something like that.
Yeah,
Just
well,
crap mobiles.
if I had a fucking car, that'd be great. But the way that I used to just be in a place where I didn't need a fucking car. But it just everything I could get through right now out here in the fucking desert, everything is so far away from each other. But I still don't have a fucking car. Even though I could really use one right now. So I just have to Uber or carpool or shit like that. It gets annoying, but I'm saving so much fucking money.
Yeah. I mean, I have a car. I haven't been using it much because I haven't really. I've been neat moding a little, so I haven't really needed to use it. So I have been saving, but apparently, even when you don't use your car, it still breaks down. You still have to go do all the bullshit to fix it.
You still have to pay insurance and everything, right?
Yeah. That part is too bad. Just I had to get my emission test. I'm like, okay. But then found out, oh, my battery is dying dead. Oh, okay. And because my battery died on me right before the emission, the little computer that that keeps track of all the results resets. So it looks like, oh, you have like terrible emissions.
Holy crap.
So I had to drive like 75 to 80 miles around just so it charges up the battery again. Just so it can refill the computer data, whatever. I'm not totally sure how it works. So I can get the people say, "Oh, your missions were working fine." I'm like, I knew that, but now I might have to just get a new battery. And I did not realize how. Well, I did get a new battery. I haven't gotten installed yet, but I did not realize how expensive batteries are now. I thought they're like on average like 70, 80, but now they're like on average like, yep, $200. Like, Jesus Christ.
Holy crap, man. And here I am bitching about the cost of fucking Lyft.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like depending on how much you drive and what you're using it for, I think having a car in the long run, as long as it's like, brain fart. As long as it doesn't blow up, it'll just stay cheaper.
There you fucking go, man.
Car.
It's like I probably could have justified getting one back when I was actually working in the physical salt mines, Desert Salt LLC. But now I'm working from home. I can't really justify it.
Yeah.
Because I am saving a lot of money that way. Like, they fucking ship me computers and shit, and just do what it... Because I was doing the physical stuff and the administrative stuff at work, too. And now that I'm working at home, they just have me doing the administrative stuff. So it's saving my fucking back, also.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of an unofficial promotion. They didn't have to pay me more money, but I'm not out there minding the fucking soul.
And if you get like a crap box, a shit box as they call it, yeah, it's not the greatest, but a lot of times they're pretty good for a few years.
It's
if it works right. because mine's a little bit of a crap box now. Partly my partly my fault, but and it has like some jank into it, and it's kind of annoying. But if you get past that, it's like, oh, I've been using it for 4 years now. I used it when I was still in college, and it's still I'm still willing to put effort into it because it's still decent for what it is.
I'll fully
It's just really annoying. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
and
fully admit.
And I'm not one of those people that. Sorry, you'll admit the murder of 73.
And honestly, like, I'll admit I don't know shit about cars, man. So I have to take in one's word. Like, if I do end up being in the market again, I worry there's so much shit I don't know that I'll get taken for a fucking ride, man.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, that's always a risk, and everyone's like, oh, the car dealerships, they can be shady, and yeah, they can be, and they are trying to get as much money out of you as they can while also trying to sell it to you. But also, like, if you do like online, like sometimes, so you can get good deals, but a lot of those online, like, I forgot what you call store pages, websites. A lot of times they're like connected to like newspapers or something.
Articles and stuff.
Like, you can find good listings, but sometimes people aren't 100% truthful. Like, one of the really common ones is they'll reset your mileage, because you can reset your miles.
Oh yeah.
To make it look not as used up, because you can the general measure of if the quality of a car is by its mileage, how much it's been driven, roughly. And it kind of depends on the car, but generally, after a certain point of time, it becomes like a used car. And so you'll generally get less out of it. But if you say, oh, I barely have any miles on it, then you can get more money out of it. But if you do that, without telling, like, the person you're selling to, they won't be aware of like how old it is and potentially the problems that they could run into. Because there is kind of like a general, like, after this many miles, your car is basically done without having to invest a lot of money to fix it up, kind of stuff.
Right. It's like it was only driven by a little old lady who drove to church on Sundays. That type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and they can. And that's why it's always nice to, like, I mean, it helps if you have someone who can help you out. Just kind of like, just inspect the car when you go look at it, and like, if you ask them, hey, can we just do a test drive around for a hot minute? And if they say no, then like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, I can.
Big fucking red flag right there. But I almost get desperate enough sometimes thinking getting those car fucking vending machines. Have you ever seen those, like, not Carvana or what is it? I forget the name of it. It was something they're like massive vending machine type buildings with cars in them, and you can just get cars online and stuff. There's a whole like controversy about one of those things recently not being too user friendly. But the fucking like not Carvana, that's like an insurance thing. It was all fucking weird, but I don't know, man. But I don't even need that kind of shit anymore. I just save money by just being a fucking hikikomori here in the desert. Because, like, I got the internet now. I can work from home. It's not like I got a lot of fucking places to be anymore. Like, I still get called back to work for, like, work functions and dinners and shit. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and on the one hand, it's like, oh yeah, it's a lot, more affordable to not have in a lot of cases, and it kind of depends on like where you live. Like if you live in a big dense city, then you can probably just walk a lot of places or just take the bus.
Right.
Or so the I mean, a lot of that doesn't sound appealing to me. Google says it is Carvana. Okay,
Oh, it is.
I'll have to check that out. See what that dumpster fire is about.
Right. Because like, there's someone put out a report on it about their practices and shit, but then the person who put out the report had some shit come out about them, so everything they did got called into. It's all fucking weird, fucking drama shit. I try
Oh
not.
god.
I try not to watch the fucking drama shit, but it keeps getting recommended to me.
It's everything is drama
Yeah, like
if you look close.
the algo doesn't want me to have any fucking peace.
And I like a little bit of drama. It can be kind of fun to like watch from the sidelines. Not fun when you're involved or you know people that are involved. Then it really fucking sucks. But sometimes it's kind of like a voyeuristic, kind of like, oh, it's, but but it's one of those things where it's like it's too much, and then it makes you like really bitter and angry, annoyed, and jaded.
Right. I keep forgetting I can zoom in on this thing.
Yeah.
I should probably zoom in. It'd be more entertaining. Because I keep making these things pieces of the wall that they're pieces of the fucking wall. And I also got to remember that this is an AI art picture, so it doesn't follow like the normal logic of like a real fucking picture.
Sometimes, and if you look at because there's a little preview button where you can like see it full, you can use that as reference. That helps a lot.
Oh, cool.
Because normally the trick is, you just look at the front of the box, but
no box here. We're thinking
there's a lot of like the suit is pretty hard because there's a lot of just like blacks. It's kind of like it's a lot of shading and shadowing, and so it's kind of hard to. So there's a lot of like, where the hell is this blob go? Does this blob go here? I don't know. Does this blob go there?
Yeah, but we can't check the box, man. We're thinking outside the box tonight.
We check the box. It's called the preview.
And maybe that's what we need to do for merch, man. Fucking FlaVR puzzles.
I need to find.
Get Sensoka on that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Okay, we need a specific gold piece in the upper. Okay, so I need some kind of like yellow in the upper left. Oh, is this it? No, that's too.
Yeah, look at this. I got way too much fucking hair, man. I think that's the problem. Way too much fucking hair.
Part of it.
Yeah, it's just experimentation, though, man. And that's one of the things I fucking love about FlaVR is being able to experiment, try different things out. Because what I'm doing now, it looks so much different than when I started just like 4 months ago. But I like to think I kind of kept some of what brought me to the dance, so to speak. It's all about finding that balance, man. I mean, you get crazy over the fucking numbers, but then you still got to do you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I try not to go crazy over but the numbers are right fucking there. Like you check right on the stream health and everything. It actually switched over to the analytics page just to shove the numbers in my fucking face.
Yeah. And if you're actually serious and if you can handle it, it is helpful. It's like, oh, but you have to be kind of like a certain size, and it is very easy to start number braining too much.
Yeah. Although I will admit, I have been thinking, I have been interested in learning how to do shorts. But that's just because with some of the streams I done, like the earlier streams, I actually did bits. Like I planned bits for certain scenes. And I thought that probably be the most clippable shit. Like, I think one of the things I did most bits was this old Nintendo game called Clash at Demon Head, where I played it a long time ago, so I knew when certain shit was coming. Like, spoiler alert, I knew that that Tom Godcott was dead on Route 33. So when I pretended like I was gonna gear up for this huge epic boss fight, then you walk into his office and he's already fucking killed by the real villain of the series. I just made a whole bit out of that shit. And I think that's part of my problem too. Like, I plan too much shit. Like, I try to get too figure out and just not let shit go. Let shit breathe, man. Good, you gotta embrace the scuff and shit like that, man.
I
I think we almost got the top. That was just the freshly pressed
It's
Hagar
here.
slacks.
Yeah. Now it's a matter of finding the. Okay, so try and find stuff with the highlight. The highlight was kind of messing up because it's the same color as kind of like the cement. So I'm thinking, oh, it's on the left side, but or the right side, but no. You have to
I like mine.
find the bits that have like the little tan highlight.
I'm just trying to use my hair as a guide, trying to use the last of the hair. But I love my expressions. Like, I'm just so done with this shit. And that was originally going to be part of the persona, just someone who's just kind of done with this shit. But I found out I gave so many more fucks than I just let on, so I just ran with it. Although, I spoiled this on stream before. Originally, Amanda Splatts was going to be androgynous, but with a whole bunch of the test images I did before streaming, I just realized, yeah, I think I look better with boobs. So I just ran with it. Missing pieces.
So some people are really good at like taking like fractured elements of an image, like a jigsaw puzzle, and be able to like abstract, like reconstruct it in their brain enough that they're like, oh yeah, this is there. I'm not one of those people. Like, if it's cut up just a little too much, I'm like, I have no idea where it is. I know it's like that's for everyone, but I'm actually not that great at puzzles.
Get where are the rest of the pieces?
Jigsaw.
It's kind of a weird pick, man, if you're not good at puzzles, but I understand trying to, like...
I mean, I'm okay. And when I'm thinking of, like, puzzles, I mean, like, the 400-plus pieces. Because my family really loves those kind of puzzles. And that's always the thing. Oh, yeah, we're getting this one that has, like, 800 pieces. And they just spend, like, 2 weeks on and off working on it. And I'm like, that's too much.
Alright, so
Okay.
guess we gotta restart another one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forget to close the other ones too.
Yeah. Can I post that one? Oh yeah, so it's the... Okay. Let's bump up the difficulty a bit. 324 should be good. Okay, so let me grab the invite.
Just let me know. I'll go ahead and click it.
Okay. Okay, sent it, and it's the one in that where I'm like strapped in a car or something.
Oh, the actual one of you?
Yeah. Oh gosh, here's just a lot. It's just a mess of green and black and white.
That's gonna be
this
fun
stuff.
now.
This is where the real fun begins.
This is what it means to go even further beyond fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
This one you can cheat though, because if you find the right spot, it will lock it in. So if we need to, we just have
Yeah,
to edge it.
but that's a lot of fucking spots, though, man. Hundreds
Yeah.
of fucking spots. But I guess that, like, in real life, you wouldn't even get that type of help, though. Not for nothing. I'm using a mouse, and it's a little bit of fucked up mouse. Like, sometimes it'll just go crazy, weird in all directions and shit. It's got a little laser in it. Cause I'm old enough to remember back before they used lasers, man. Back when they used the fucking trackballs for the mice, and that was a little bit more reliable. I feel so fucking old, man, especially these days. Like,
Yeah.
I understand people saying like Nintendo's a retro console, Super Nintendo's a retro console. People are saying these days that the GameCube is a retro console, and that makes me feel so fucking old, man.
Did you know the PS1 turned 30 a few days ago?
Jesus Christ.
I did not realize that the PS1 is only 4 years younger than the Super Nintendo.
Well, I believe the original, the origin of the PlayStation, it was supposed to be a Super Nintendo add-on, like a Super Nintendo 64 disc drive, but they ended up scrapping it, and Sony just went with their old thing, and that's how you got the PlayStation. It's weird, man. It's like when you do all the research, looking onto all this shit, it's just kind of blows your mind.
Yeah. And it was like the first one that really was successful that did disc drives, I think. Or at the very least, it was the most successful.
Right.
Because I know they were kind of trying to mess with it a bit for a while, but like, weren't the really shitty Zelda games like the ones they always make
CDI.
YouTube poops? Wasn't that like disc? Didn't they that use discs?
Yeah, that was the CDI, and I think Nintendo had to deal with them after the whole PlayStation thing fell through, and that was a whole fucking thing also. But yeah, the CDI was one of those systems that, growing up, I kind of wanted, but my mother Splatts, who made all the purchasing decisions, did her research and saw that all of it was kind of bullshit. Because what they did back in the day with systems like that is they had full motion video, FMV. So when you looked at it in a video game magazine, which is all that we really had back in those days, it looked really good. But when you actually played the video, it was all choppy, crappy 144p shit. Plus, there was almost no gameplay to speak of, since you were just essentially watching a video. You just had to click a button at a certain point or something. There was very little actual interaction. So, but by that time they didn't fucking
some did those pretty well, like fuck, what's it called? Not Dragon Quest, but like the ones that were like animated by like I think Don Bluth.
That was
like
Dragon's Lair.
At the very least, those were well done. Dragon, yeah. There's also the sci-fi one.
Space Ace.
Space Ace, yeah.
And
that's the one
I think they did a Dragon's
I
Lair
had as a kid.
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, although those, as far as the FMVs, that actually kind of loans itself to the FMV format. Because what you're doing, you're essentially watching a movie, and you're clicking a button at a certain point in the movie. And for the FMV, that's about all you can do. And some of the attempts to make the FMV games, though, were really fucking cheap. Like, there was a racing game like Burn Drift or something. I forget what it was called. But it was a racing game, and you just had a tiny little pixelated car on the screen. And they showed the full motion vehicle is the actual track going. and you just like explode at points or don't if you don't turn around fast enough. It was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. Yeah, thank you, Sinus. Mother Splatts was very smart. She was smart enough that when I begged her to buy the fucking Virtual Boy back in the day, she said no. You remember that? Anyone who does not remember the Virtual Boy, look it up. It was Nintendo's first attempt to do fucking 3D virtual reality. It was a fucking wreck. It was just a big, chunky red headset you put on your eyes, and then two kind of tilted glasses or whatever, so it looks like fucking magic eye posters you go blind doing. And I believe that was the only game console ever that had a port of the film Waterworld, which kind of fucking tells you all you need to know right there.
And apparently it only had 2 games even worth, out of all the entire catalog, it only had like 2 games that didn't automatically blinded you and were decent.
I played.
I think what I.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I played every single game that was ever released through certain specific means I will not get into because Nintendo gets the digits. But yeah, there are only 2 games that were worth playing, and one of them didn't even make to the States. The one that did make it to the States was the Wario game, Wario Clash or whatever it was. And it's your standard Wario game. You're running around getting treasure and shit. But you could jump to and back of the foreground and the background as different levels. So it actually made use of the whole foreground and background thing. And otherwise, it's just a Wario game. And those are usually pretty quality. And the other one was Shadows over Innsmouth, which was a first-person shooter based on the Lovecraft story, to the point where you were actually running around in a hospital shooting fish and shit. And I'm surprised that I don't think that one ever came to the States though, because that one actually looked at played really good, had multiple endings and stuff. But yeah, everything else was kind of like how do you fuck up tennis and golf? They fucked up tennis and golf and other things.
Well, wasn't there a spin-off like? Oh, fuck. What's the shit? What? I forgot. Oh, not Tenchi Muyo. What's you know the people that did Persona? What was the other game they did? They collect monsters. Had like Jack Frost.
Monster Rancher.
Not Monster. Let me look it up.
Yeah, because there's Digimon, there's Monster Rancher,
and Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that one. Shin Megami.
There was. I'm pretty sure there was a spin-off game where you played as like Jack Frost and like other characters.
Oh yeah,
and it was like
Jack
a
Rose.
dungeon crawler.
I think. I'm not sure. I think that was unreleased. It's called Jack Rose, where it was overhead 3D. You were running around. It was okay.
In the maze.
But like there was only one character worth playing. The other 2 were too hard to use, and it got kind of old after a little bit. Like even the Mario game they had on there wasn't that good. Mario Clash, which was the original Mario Brothers, but with other different levels. Like I'm not Super Mario Brothers, regular Mario Brothers. Hey, welcome back.
I tried refreshing it because it's glitching out a lot on my end, but I don't think that did anything. As long as it looks good on your end.
I'm running a
fucking little
potato. Nothing looks good on my end, but I think you're good. And that's one of the things that I get a little Menhera over is not being able to run certain things, collab certain shit. But instead of just trying to put more money into it or worrying about what I can't do, just try to find shit like this that I can do. And I do thank you for showing me this website, man, because you do it with other people in the future as well, man. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It's like Mina Vanilla.
This is one of those.
Oops, sorry. I was
Yeah.
gonna say like Mina Vanilla. God bless her soul. When we collabed, she showed me this website called Buddy Board Games that had a whole bunch of like Yahtzee and cribbage and stuff, where you could just play on the website itself, no ads or anything like this, and that really helps save things. Because I've already got the browser open anyways to check the stream health. And the stream ain't fucking died yet.
And it can be because I get it can be frustrating. Also, if you're like, I'm not poor, but I'm having to like, be careful what I use, like for like.
Yeah, you know you as
and
an
so
adult, you know your money can go to better things.
Yeah, and I don't have. I have to be very frugal, which I sometimes am very bad at the same time. But what I can do, so there's a lot of times like, oh, that'd be a cool thing, but I can't do that. Oh well.
Right, you just can't justify that.
And when it comes to like VTubing, it's like, oh, that would be neat to have. I cannot get anything like that. Oh, I could man, it'd be so cool to hire an actual rigger to do something. It's like, oh, but.
Yeah, and that was one of the big things that the real thing that allowed me to do this was the Pipkin stream, how to be a VTuber on a budget. And I was in that stream, I was asking questions, I was following what she's saying religiously, and she said don't buy anything that you wouldn't use if you weren't going to be a streamer. And I tried to hold on to that as long as I could, like even to the point where getting the internet itself, I did that just because the possibility of working at home eventually. But just following her advice, I was able to find a laptop for like a third off, and so like Pippa's not my oshi, but I fucking respect the hell out of her, man. I understand why there's so much love for her, especially around FlaVR, man. Absolutely.
When she doesn't have stupid opinions, but
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, she's a. Yeah.
But what's this thing that, like, I haven't looked into it because I'm scared to click shit. But I see in the feed, because I follow her, so she's on my Twitter feed now. Abandon hope, all you who are here. But it's this Wordle thing. Like, they show you how to do a Wordle or something. I didn't know Wordle was popular again. Like the thing in the New York Times.
I didn't notice it.
Like, I think Neo's
there was the on. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I never did Wordle. I never got into that, so I was one of the plebs. So I can't really tell you much about that. Besides, they make funny words every day. It's a new word, and you get points for it.
I just got annoyed when I first heard about it because you can only do one a day. That's kind of bullshit. Like what if you finish it in like 10 seconds and you want to do other shit? Like I think that's part of the problem I have with some mobile games also, that you only get challenges or certain things once a day, and then after that
dailies
you gotta fucking wait.
Yeah, that's when I reach that point is generally when I stop playing a gotcha game. And there's other reasons too. A lot of times also, I'm not a big fan of Fumo, and it's after a while, if you miss enough, so it's like, okay, whatever, I don't care anymore. But
putting all your fucking money into it, because of the. I don't know too much. Like, I don't do the FOMO shit myself, but I know Kara Senpai. He does a lot of the he's actually planned like things around gotcha time. So I kind of get by proxy, learn some of that, and it just kind of as an old school gamer pisses me off that you just have to pay money for random shots to randomly get something that might be your waifu or not, might be able to help you or not.
And it's basically gambling, but most or at least the good games, they're relatively decent at like when you get by as a free to play. If you're, it kind of depends on the game. I'd say Nikkei is a really good one.
Yeah, that's the
I've
one Kara
I've
plays.
never had. Yeah, Nikkei is one that I haven't had to ever spend on it, and I still got pretty decent mileage out of it.
That's the one with all the booba, right? Like the one like I know
Yeah,
they've been
that's
doing
that's
the
a
with that Cinderella thing or whatever it was, the big event that's going on right now.
there's a Cinderella thing. I haven't kept up. All I know is like, oh hey, there's a new character. Whoa, it's this one character that gets mentioned like every once in a while in the lore, and they're finally there, and it's like, whoa, anime lady. I'm like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. I guess they try to like have all the different kind of cater to all the different. I don't want to say
Yeah.
fetishes because that might be too hard of a word, but the different fetishes of each one. So, no matter, even if you don't like the main character, you could at least get into one of the other characters and try to get shit for them. Because it's all a fucking business, man. As much as we would like to get artistic integrity out of our games, it's a fucking business at the end of the day. And I can understand that. I can acknowledge that, man.
Spacebar pauses the puzzle. That's
Why would you
I
need
learned
to pause the
I learned
puzzle?
something new.
It's not going anywhere.
Because I think the point is, well, it's like it's timed.
Oh.
There's like a timer for it, so like times how long it takes you to
Well, then maybe I should stop fucking around.
finish it if you care about that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Do we care about high scores? Oh, you said you were competitive, so maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, you need to step up your game.
I'm a fucking tryhard, man, but I've come to understand there are a lot of games like this and like the web fishing and stuff where you're not actually trying to compete against people. You just purchase it solely for like social purposes. Like, I don't think I would have purchased web fishing if it wasn't $5 just as something to stream and play with other people. But I'm shocked it's really fucking fun. There's a lot to it, but it's still so simple. You just make a little character and you just go fucking fishing. A lot of fun stuff.
It's good if you have that. You know, try to find the less meaty version. It's the if you have it's what if you have like that specific autism that really likes the fishing aspect, like fishing games. It's really good.
Yeah, it just kind of weirds me out that it's got background music, but then it doesn't have like the background music is only like a minute, and then there's like 10 minutes of silence.
Yeah, it's very sparse. It's meant to be very chill, very
one of those comfort games.
contemplative.
Pull out your rod and find it. Just get out there and think about fucking life while you fish. And then I almost had a fucking heart attack a couple days ago because I caught a meteor and it was a fish with the head of a fucking dog. And I thought it wanted to eat my soul or some shit. That was fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one too. That alien thing, whatever the hell.
I was streaming with Nicola and I could barely concentrate on what they were talking about because I was like, this thing wants my fucking soul. It's super.
It's with the devil.
I went to go fishing and I caught the fucking color out of space. Lovecraft. I read too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat. There's a lot of neat stuff to it. I don't know. I have the type of ADHD that doesn't quite work with just fishing, just grinding fishing a whole lot. So I can only do it like short bursts of time, but it's also kind of fun to like discover things. I'm very much in the I like to explore things.
Yeah, if you're up to exploring things, it's probably not gonna help much because the island is really small.
Yeah, it was kind of neat because there's like secrets and stuff. Like you can find the body parts.
And they got holes you can find and stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat.
But yeah, it's
But
like
it gets a little bit easier for me because when you start getting level up, you start fish like you can actually catch fish faster.
yeah,
Like,
you gotta
meat.
upgrade your camp or whatever it is, so you can buy more bait licenses. There is a progression system. It's not just a straight up sandbox.
Yeah, and I don't mind games that's very chill, but the thing with like fishing, for example, is you have to be chill, but you also have to pay attention. You can't like be like too chilling out of it.
Right?
And so it's not. And so there's a lot of waiting where I'm supposed to be like, okay, I'm supposed to kind of pay attention, and it's just enough waiting for my brain that it's like I need something to happen. I'm not like super ADHD, fidgety, whatever, but it's enough where it's like I'm not doing anything, so it's just like eating,
Yeah.
the inside, like
Then you zone out, and then you get the notification that you got to start clicking, and then just the meter disappears because you weren't paying attention and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good for it. Like, it was just $5, so like I almost just had to try it. And I feel like it was a good investment for $5, especially since they are regularly updating it. But I am on the search for other cheap potential collab games. I was like, I'm not touching Among Us. I have no interest in that shit. But they did a new Among Us now with Death Note.
New Among Us.
Where you
that one.
Because I grew up watching Death Note. I like the show. This is gonna sound fucking weird, but of all the characters in Death Note, I actually sympathize with Tera Mikami, the lawyer guy or whatever it is, who ends up being like the last Kira, and he's just fucking deleting the shit out of people, and like this guy, he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants out of life. He's just feeling himself. But it's now.
Oh, is he the one that? Oh, was he the one at the very end? He was the one that was like, I'm the one that has the Death Note. Well, Light was like pretending to be a cop, and he was the one doing a lot of the killing.
Right, Teru was the distraction. And then I think Misa jumped off a fucking building.
Yeah. Rip.
But it's a new Among Us game where one player's Kira, one player's another Kira. And one is L, one is another Kira, one is Light, and the rest are investigators, and it's like a whole Among Us thing. I watched a little bit of gameplay, and it honestly just looks like Among Us with extra steps.
Yeah.
Like
the idea of I get so yaggy during streams.
It's like L is secret. Light is like everyone is assumed to be an investigator. It I don't know, man. Like, it's so cheap, I might pick it up, but I don't know, not unless you can get a lot of people in flavor who are gonna be in it, and I don't think it's the type of thing that the people in the Discord or anything would want to pick up, because you need a whole bunch of people to make it fun.
Yeah, I don't know. We could probably blackmail enough people.
I don't have that kind of fucking money, man.
For me, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting, but there's not. I don't know. I like the idea of like, as a team, pulling off like 4D chess bullshit to like trick people. But the game, and that's kind of like what it's advertised a little bit, but it doesn't really. There's not a lot of to it besides like I guess the little card mechanic. Because everything else is like very like, oh, you can put up cameras, oh, you can steal someone's ID, and then like name it, put a name in a death note to try and kill people, and then the social part. And to me, I don't know, and that's I don't know. It'd be fun for like a little bit, but
just kind of
it's not quite the.
I'm just kind of surprised they're trying to revive the Death Note IP after all this time by doing something like that. Because I think the story.
Well, they saw all the memes. I know they had a. What was it? Semi-recent, I think. I might be wrong, but there's a semi-recent spin-off, I think, that came out.
I know they made like a couple of live action versions that were kind of bad. But man, holy shit.
The Japanese one, or at least one of the ones I'm thinking, the Japanese one is actually kind of alright, not terrible. But the Netflix adaptation is really, really bad.
Yeah. I have no hope for Netflix adaptations. Holy shit. Like, I heard that the One Piece Netflix adaptation was actually pretty decent, although it has like some pacing issues because they're trying to cram a lot of episodes into one. But holy shit, the Cowboy Bebop anime.
That one was terrible.
Fuck Netflix. Fuck Netflix.
And
holy shit.
And I tried giving it a lot of like, okay, I'm going to give it a lot of like, what's the benefit of a doubt? I gave it a lot of benefit of the doubt, but by the end of like, this is hot garbage. I think what finally broke me was at the very end when they had Ed. They showed off Ed at the very end of the series, and it's like, what the fuck is this thing? It's like annoying orange. What the? Like okay.
Ed was endearing and cute in the original. This is just fucking spasmodic shit.
Like, speaking of Death Note, have you seen Platinum End? Same author, less of a plot, but had the heads.
I've never heard
less of a
no.
plot, having its head stab its own ass. No. I'll look into Platinum End. That looks interesting. There's a reason Netflix adaptation functions meme.
Yeah, holy shit.
Is Platinum, and that's not in the same Death Note universe, is it, Simus? Because I saw like the gifs of like or the video of like the guy coming home and it's one of the Shinigami ladies monsters and she's like, welcome home. It's like, oh, monster wife.
Well, isn't that like a whole genre in and of itself of things being waifus that aren't traditionally waifus? Like that one.
Yeah, but this was like a. Yeah, well, one, I'm pretty sure this was a Death Note. I'm missing my Juunifying. I don't know what that means. Okay. Anyway, someone's bugging me while I'm streaming out there. But yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I'll have to look at. But it's just like it's like a live action. I think it's a spin-off, and it's just like this. It's just showing clips of the guy coming home, and the Shinigami is like, "Welcome home. Do you want dinner?" You know, being all wife and sounding like a wife.
The whole dinner, tea, or me thing.
Yeah, I think something like that, and everyone's like, "I wish that were me." I wish that were me. But yeah, I don't know. I know Death Note. There's been a surge in Death Note like memes and stuff lately.
I know the potato chip thing was a big meme, but
yeah.
And what was that band? Maximum the Hormone that does all the music. For Death, they rocked the fuck out, man. They did some.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I think they did the second season opening. I think
they did like.
I don't know how much of the music.
That's the Bo Billy. What was it called? And then you look into them. Like, this is what I used to do all back in the day. Just I look into them and I find out about all the other music they put out and get obsessed and fascinated by them. Then I run out of songs and run out of stuff, and then I get bored and move on to another band.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do, like with media and stuff, because the internet is so fucking amazing these days. There's just so much lost shit that we and lost and so much lost media that one dude had sitting in his fucking garage for like 20 years and finally uploaded to the internet, and everyone's been fucking looking for it. That it
Yeah.
just you can get almost any of that at your fingertips. Like with the Internet Archive, I know they've been going through some real shit recently. The whole Internet Archive thing, with them being shut down, because you can understand where the publishers are coming from, but with wanting to sue them, but also really fuck them, because
Yeah.
we're trying to.
I
Save
can
that for
understand
future
their
generations.
position, but still, they can go suck an egg.
There you go, man. Because like with, I think it was Sony. I'm not sure if some company was trying to talk about how we've got to start getting used to not owning video games anymore, not owning actual physical video games, and everything being digital, and that's going to be horrible for preservation, man.
Oh.
Someone's obsessed with lost media. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so much
Games
fucking
as a service.
oh, a
Games
live
as a service, quote
holy
unquote.
shit,
Like,
yeah. Fucking
yeah. Hey, do you know, what's his name? Ross something. He did the Freeman's Mind series forever ago. But he started doing like video game reviews, and he was the one that really started like, no, you see all this like games as a service bullshit, and that's bullshit. We shouldn't have to deal with that. He was the one that really brought that to attention to like a lot of people.
Well, I used to listen. I used to
Cursed
watch
Farms.
a lot of
Yeah.
Jim Stephanie Sterling, and there's Sterling was kind of the canary in a coal mine for a lot of this, bringing a lot of this attention, like with microtransactions and stuff. A lot of stuff that gamers think is just they accept it these days. Like what was the shit with that one Star Wars Battlefront game where they no longer, or like they're just picking out shit that used to be free and now they're either selling it or not including it anymore, like the cosmetics, like changing colors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And there's like,
Yeah,
oh,
cause
yeah, we don't need it anymore. People don't want to see a pink Darth Vader. And then I'm like, yeah, I want to see a fucking pink Darth Vader. Shut the fuck up. I want to see that. That'd be cool.
the FOMO bullshit. I think they got a lot of. I think they got a lot of that from Fortnite, because I think Fortnite does that.
Yeah. Although Fortnite originally is free to play, a lot of these games, like, you had to buy them for like $60, $70 and then pay extra shit on top. And it gets into, like, that's why I just wish list shit on Steam and then wait for it to go to like 80 or 90% off before I buy anything. Like, over the last month or so, I don't think I've bought a single game for more than like $8.
Smart.
Because it's just so easy. Like, you just set up your wish list and there you fucking go. It tells you when it's cheap. I gotta be. I keep forgetting what the picture looks like. So
Yeah.
it kind of worries the shit about. I mean, like you look terrified in this picture, man.
Yeah. This is what I used for one of the pictures I used for my Animaniacs songs when I debuted.
Oh, Animaniacs?
The Lolly Maniacs. I did a parody song of Animaniacs. This is the Lolly Maniacs.
Oh.
We're Mahara to the max. Yeah.
That's fucking cool,
So
man.
Animaniacs.
Fucking cool, man.
Yeah. That was meant. The whole Loligae thing was meant to be like a one-off. But then people were like, Like, people, the worst. I'm like, I guess, okay, so I'll still do it sometimes. And then I'll go through phases like, yeah, I'm VTuber maxing. And then other times, like, oh, yeah, I was supposed to stream. Oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it's like a week later and I still haven't streamed.
Oh, I know, because, like, I remember I watched Animaniacs back in the fucking day. And being as young and dumb as I was, I don't think I fully understood all the references and stuff because they were trying to do more pop. Like, I didn't know who Sam Donaldson was back when they referenced him in a couple of episodes. But I knew it was goofy stuff with people I recognized from the TV. Although I know that's really easy humor to do, just like referential humor, talking about stuff that's popular at the moment. And I think a lot of these other channels do that these days as well, like especially with the React content.
I mean, it's fairly easy to do, but then will it age well? Because a lot of it will come down to your knowledge of that thing, and people tend to have short memories of things, or people that weren't alive when those things were relevant. And there's some stuff that are just like just cultural osmosis. You'll just know just because everyone knows, so you'll know, even if you weren't alive during it.
Right. Like everyone knows, Loligae, I'm your father, and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's just how I try to weigh how long, like, will this... but the fact that what we do as VTubers is kind of ephemeral anyways. Like, it's not like we're not trying to do world-breaking, like, poetry, groundbreaking shit. We're just here to entertain, and we're just all here for a little while, man, not to get too philosophical. And I think that's another thing I've been harrying over and trying to figure out, like, how much, like, what happens if I'm no longer here and shit like that, and my place in FlaVR, if I really need a place in FlaVR, and I don't know, man. It's fucking desert hours.
I'd say when it comes to that kind of stuff, like what's my position within FlaVR? Since FlaVR is just kind of an open source thing, just whatever. Don't think of it as, don't think of like, where's my place in FlaVR? Think of it as, what's FlaVR's place in me, I guess. Because this is all just voluntary. We're just LARPing for fun, and the whole point of like FlaVR was supposed to be kind of like, well, okay, the first book was just like a dumb, funny hee hee ha ha idea, whatever, and then people actually did it. It was, but the idea is, oh, it's an open source thing, and if you want to do it, you pick a character and you just go live, and it's supposed to be easy entry, and you can LARP as your anime Muppet of choice, and then you can try it out, and then if you like it, you like it. If you want to keep going with it, or if you want to move away and start your own thing. Yeah, so like you said, it's ephemeral. I feel like FlaVR itself is even more ephemeral because it's like, just whatever, just do what you want. And I know there's the whole like, I won't get into it, but like the whole like, there's like a perceived like hierarchy of like, oh, all the first gen people, have to like appeal to them, or the whole thing is like, oh, Broly May is the boss of FlaVR or something, or the leader of FlaVR. It's like, no, it's just
I didn't know there was...
do what you want.
There was a fucking hierarchy, man. And I think maybe that's part of, like, me coming in as late as I did, kind of people like me and Cara Malone, who is kind of their own fucking thing, not in the... Because I remember we came in at kind of a weird place, like we kind of... Not to get into the drama, because I'm not into that shit, but a lot of the drama and stuff was, like, clearing up, so... I feel like people like me and Malone and Grub and stuff being able to get a fresh new perspective on a lot of the shit that was going on, and kind of helping out with this new vision of flavor where the kind of moving away from all that shit. I feel like maybe it's helped. Like I honestly feel like after doing my reps and everything, that flavor is in a great place right now, and better place than it's been for a while, due to all the great talents we got going now.
Yeah, and it depends on who. Again, it's like it depends on who you ask. Because you have like a lot of the old people, they're like, oh yeah, it was kind of cool when we first did, but it's not the same as it was, for whatever reason.
Well,
but then people that have been enjoying it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, like, the people that moved on, you can follow the talents, man. Like, I watch Mina, Senna's doing good for, Nana's doing fucking great for herself. Even though they don't carry the flavor tag or on the Discord anymore or anything, it's still fucking great.
Well, the thing is, once you're marked, you're always flavor. You can't escape it. It's the mark of the devil.
I don't know.
You are tainted. It's like the mark of sacrifice from Berserk.
I think Nyana's kind of done a pretty good job of reinventing herself. Considering, like, what the original Nyana 69 was.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you can't, like, just, like, not be your own thing with flavor, because, like, there's Minna and there's Bon Bon. They don't really use the flavor tag, dude. Bon Bon doesn't. I don't think Minna uses it. But, I'm ready for it.
But that's one of the
isn't all VTubing technically LARPing, Siamese? Yeah, so okay, technically VTubing you're LARPing as video game characters, or not well, I guess it can be anything, but mainly it's anime characters. You're LARPing as anime people. But then with flavor, you're LARPing as a VTubing part of a, like, quote unquote a VTuber corporation, V2 Corp. And so it's like multiple layers of LARPing.
Well, as far as the LARPing goes, I think I lean a lot harder into that than a lot of people do, because like I said, I'm not a streamer. I'm a writer, and creative writing's my big thing. I do writing streams and stuff, so I lean a lot more into the lore and trying to flesh out Amanda Splatts as a character. Like that's what I tell people. I don't care what fucking pronouns you use. I am a male VA voicing a female character. So, he, him, she, her, I don't give a fuck. Just don't be a dick about it. But, like, that's one of the type of streams I do. I know they don't do big numbers, but just to keep myself grounded, I like to do writing streams semi-regularly. Like, just get up in the morning, get some coffee and shit, sandwich, and just go live and just write and speak for 2 hours and just hammer out ideas. And that's one of the things that kind of helped me from going two-man hair about not being able to do much with my rig, is instead of just trying to worry about putting in hundreds or thousands of more dollars to get something more presentable, just do shit I can do. Just like writing and singing and stuff like that.
So one thing so you probably noticed that when it comes to your VTubers, when it comes to their lore, for the most part, it's just a flavor. Like, it's just like a little extra flavor, just a thematic flavor, and then it has no bearing on their streams whatsoever. And it comes to, like, different degrees, where it's like they still kind of use it and they still kind of play for it, but it's still pretty tongue-in-cheek a lot of the time.
Yeah, a lot of people do it for, like, merch and stuff. Good merch.
Merch, or kind of like an one-off episode. But rarely, I don't know, I've seen a couple, but rarely do they actually, like, try and like keep a character like an actual like story, like actual the LARPing. If that makes sense. Outside of just like
Well, I think maybe
because there's
that's
like the
yeah. Go ahead.
oh no you go.
No, I was just gonna say that's what my background. Like, I'm not a streamer. My background in creative writing, kind of puts me in a different mindset of that. Actually focusing more on actual character, and it's great because they're just if you're into it, you can watch it. If not, they're just you can watch something else, man. Because there are just so many great fucking talents in FlaVR right now, both official, former, etc. You are absolutely flush for choice on any given night, man.
And what I wanted originally, what kind of like the idea that I wanted to do, I don't think I the character I want to do specifically, but I wanted to do like a sci-fi setting, and basic gist of it is like a wartime news reporter in like in a sci-fi setting out in space. I'm stuck on an asteroid, and I'm also kind of doing like on the side like doing like retro Earth music and pop culture. It's like, oh, this is classical antiquity stuff, and it's like, oh, it's Lady Gaga, and the whole story is I'm just this smuck stuck out in space reporting on like a war and like being a DJ and out in space, and just maybe have like a little narrative that goes on.
Yeah,
And I want to keep it to the LARP, like actually keep the role play and the LARP in the story. Like, yeah, I'm a spaceman, and try to like not actually break that character.
Yeah, and I can kind of see where you want to go with this. Like, depending on how dark you want to go, like the music kind of helps soothe your mind and takes your mind off of the horrors of war and everything. Or you can just be like a real funky DJ.
Because I watched part of. Have you ever seen Good Morning Vietnam?
A long time ago, but yeah, the late great Robin Williams, man, holy shit.
Yeah. I was watching that when I came up with that'd be fun. What if it was that but in space? What if it was like a I'm also like really I'm a big fan of like StarCraft, so I'm thinking what if it's like that space cowboy-esque kind of feel.
Kind of Cowboy Bebop type of
war
thing.
report. Yeah, and you're just this reporter just in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know what the lore would be for like the chat, or why normal people are getting like stuff from the future. I don't know, some sci-fi bullshit. Maybe not even have to like acknowledge that. I just like, how you guys are really into pretending to be old Earth. You must all be like fans of old Earth technology. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? We found records of this lost media called Among Us. It was an ancient Earth idol, we believe. We don't know what it's for, but we're pretty sure it's for ritualistic purposes, and it's so cool. We don't know what this is. We think that it's early astronauts. That kind of bullshit.
Well, and that could be relatively easy because there's just so much weird. There's so many weird things and anomalies and shit out in space, like wormholes and shit. Things that like what's his name? The late Stephen Hawking tried to teach us. So maybe you're just in a meteor hurtling through a wormhole in space, and the vibes are going out across the galaxy, across the dimensions.
Yeah, or like whatever like sci-fi signal way of like communication. Because obviously, if it was just a radio, it wouldn't reach anyone. It's way out in space, so it'd be like whatever faster than light bullshit, and because it's faster than light, it can like send signals back into the past under specific circumstances.
It's faster than light. You're screaming at the speed of soul.
Yeah.
I can fucking feel it.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if you might want to talk to Donna Darkstar about that, because she does a lot of lore and shit too, and
Uh,
I believe there's a sci-fi element to it also. That might be interesting.
maybe. And that's one of those things that's like, if I'm going to do one, I don't think I would be able to pull off that character properly or the way that I imagine them. So I feel like ideally I would get super rich for I don't know, don't think too hard. I'll just be super rich. I can like have like fuck you money that I can do whatever, and I would just like hire someone to be the actor, the VTuber actor, I guess.
Or I guess,
And then I'd be the creative director for it, I guess, if that makes sense.
or if you really want to go ahead and reach out across space and time, go ahead, do a little write up, gen out some AI art and an AI art thing, and put it in the document, right? And maybe one day, a couple years from now, someone who's confused, looking for an idea, trying to get inspiration, they'll find it and bring it to life.
Yeah. Maybe. And I tried doing it. I couldn't. I don't know. I did have some stuff that I kind of drew up myself, but a lot of it I was also nice. My score. Nice. But
Yeah,
I found it was really hard because I found it really hard to generate what I'm looking for because I also want to like integrate like 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 power armor to it or partially. So like I'm in space, I'm going to need a spacesuit. I'm also like wartime reporter, so I have a military. So I just have a space marine suit basically.
With the Warhammer thing.
And what I've been trying to get, I couldn't quite. I haven't been able to like generate because I'm trying to get that old StarCraft look, but it's kind of hard because a lot of it wants to default to more modern art styles.
Right.
So I've been more just kind of like slowly sketching. So I use Bing, but I also use Night Cafe.
I've never heard of
Night Cafe is kind of nice because it has like a lot of selection, like a bajillion different like engine models, and it's nice. And it uses a token system, so that's kind of annoying. But it fills up every day. Yeah, so you get stuff every day, and there's no hard cap limit. So as long as you log in once a day, like daily, for gacha, you get 5, and you can just accumulate as much as you want. And at one point, I had like close to like 500 coins.
Nice.
And there's a lot of, if you're willing to use the older engines, a lot of them are really cheap or even free. So for what it is, it's pretty decent. Because a lot of other ones, if you're not just hosting it locally, they nickel and dime you a lot. But this one, Night Cafe, from my experience, for like if you're going to be lazy, you don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of doing it on your own stuff. It's pretty decent.
Right, because I know Kara ended up, I believe, downloading Stable Diffusion and started generating stuff on her own offline for their thumbnails and stuff. I'm still relying on Bing. I'm just trying to work outside of the fucking guardrails they keep putting up.
Where is this? What? I cannot find this one single side piece. I don't know where.
This bottom one is pissing me off. Maybe they don't load all the hundreds of pieces at once. Because I'm trying to. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to zoom in to get better look, but I'm also trying to see about because it's more interesting for people to see the puzzle. I'll tell you, I did not know that this would go this fucking far. Just one simple puzzle this long. It's nice.
Yeah, it's probably a little because there's a lot of from from how I know puzzles, is that there's kind of the difficulty is from the number of pieces. So obviously, the more pieces there are, the smaller the individual ones, and more you have to like figure out and stuff. But also, it depends on the picture, and I think there's kind of like if you have like a lot of either like a lot of tiny small details, or if you have like big swaths of the same color, it can be kind of that's when you start getting tricky. Especially if it's like white, then it's just like or just green and it's just like very subtle hues of green, then it's
yeah, like the one I sent you of Ma'i San Ruby's true form with the coyote mask. I wonder that might make it easier puzzle because there's all the candles and everything and all the details. But I'll be 100% honest. My eyes are sort of fucking burning right now, so I don't know.
Oh, they are. Do we need to take a break?
No. I'm so we might just end up having to do this one and then call it a night because it's.
Yeah.
Because I do gotta get up at like 5 in the morning to do groceries and shit. And that's another thing that's been a problem with me, like having to work around my damn wagey schedule with collabs with everyone else. Now, I'm lucky because like Kara, one of the people I collab with most, always has a kind of ironclad schedule from 4 to 9 Monday through Friday, so I'm able to work around that. But collabing with other people, it gets a little hard because I don't know what my exact parameters are gonna be until my schedule comes out. Except on Sundays, I've got it in my contract that I'm always off Sundays because I used to be pretty religious.
Mm-hmm. It also doesn't help that a lot of flavor people, and I think just like a lot of like VTubers in general, are insomniacs, and so they're like, yeah, we're just gonna stay up until like 4 in the morning, and we'll just stream at like 2 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, I was talking. I think it was. I forget who it was. Someone on Twitter was talking about VTubers not having a regular sleep schedule, and I'm like, I'm a fucking wagey. You get a regular sleep schedule pretty damn fast. Cause like I gotta be up when Desert Salt LLC wants me to be up.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting there's like a belt down here, so I gotta start looking for pieces that would make.
Yeah, there's a belt, and it's like a slightly darker.
I keep forgetting I don't have to match pieces on the board. I can match them up here in the fucking
yeah. Oh, whoops! Whoops! I clicked the home button. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back.
There you go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think I'm working on some of the lighting. Like this happens during some of my streams too, where I try to be a fucking tryhard and finish stuff or conquer stuff, but then I know I get the fucking brainworms in my head that might not be entertaining for people watching me flail around and shit. Fail for like an hour straight, and then I watch some VTubers have like they fight the same boss for like 4.5 hours, and they make it fucking riveting. Even though it's the same shit, like the Sam from Undertale shit.
Yeah.
Sam Undertale. He was a good man. Liked to run marathons.
Yeah. He may have been the weakest one with the weakest attack damage. But he is a real go-getter.
Yeah, he had the weakest attack damage, but you got 0 iframe. So it was just one hit again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
So you could tell he knew the mechanics.
Yeah. He cheesed it hard.
And that's one of the reasons, like, go back to Undertale, like, everyone, like, if I were to play Undertale myself, and I'm fucking not, what could I add to the conversation? Like, how could I make it interesting? What could be different about me playing it? I think that's one of the reasons, things that's kept me from trying it out. That and there's no fucking way I'm getting past. I'm dodging all those. But I'm not a two who's. I'm not dodging all those fucking bullets. I like the two who's. I respect the two who's. I'm not a two who's.
My reflexes aren't good enough.
Well, as a fan of fighting games where you have to be really quick and make decisions on the fly, my reflexes aren't as shit as they probably should be. But I do find myself going towards like more turn-based stuff these days. Because, you know, everything breaks down eventually, man. Not to get too fucking Monero about it.
I'm a big fan of. I know that's like turn-based, that stuff. I love my turn-based games. I love just like, yeah, we take turns slapping each other.
Yeah, they can be.
I love RPGs.
What I've been playing though recently, I've been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon. Talking about turn-based, that has been that makes you really fucking think in many different ways too. Because it just.
I love suffering. That's the kind of suffering I like.
Yeah, I get so bummed out.
I know
because, like, I think of like the 6 or 7 times I've streamed it, I've only had like one real soul-crushing session, and I kind of got revenge on it next stream. So now I'm just waiting for the other fucking shoe to drop. I'm waiting for something horrible to happen. And like I just did the first round of Crimson Court, so now they're gonna be fucking mosquitoes everywhere. So I know it's coming. That time is coming, man.
I haven't played any of the DLC yet.
Well, without going into spoiler territory, fuck Crimson Court. Fuck it. Completely fuck it. That's fucking bullshit. Farmstead is interesting. Farmstead is cool because there's actually a lot of it is just straight up battles, like endless waves of not endless, but tons of waves of enemies and a couple interesting bosses and mechanics. And I have not touched Butcher Circus yet. Butcher Circus, I think that's PvP. Where, like, I was worried it might affect my game doing PvP, but I think it's its own standalone thing. Like the quote-unquote fighting game in the old NES Double Dragon didn't have anything to do with the main game. So, yeah, there's I know there's hundreds of hours for me to explore. I get the feeling I'm probably never going to beat it. But I got a great fucking deal on it, and that goes back to the Steam wish list. I got it, all the DLC and the soundtrack for $9. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta pick this up. I gotta give this a shot. That Steam wish list, man, is great. You get an email letting you know that this thing you've been sitting on for a while is 90% off.
If the developers feel like it, some of them are like, no, never have a sale.
Well, don't a lot of companies sell? And I don't know whether this is propaganda or what with the whole DRM shit, but I heard like a lot of companies make the most sales on their game in like the first month or so. That's why they go ham with the DRM so early.
Yeah, I've heard something similar to that. Because that's when usually that's when you get the most attention. And so that's when you get the most people interested, and then it kind of trickles over time. Unless you have like, and there's like some cases where like the popularity or interest in the game just booms for whatever reason, and those are cool. But generally, it's like your first month or so is when you're most profitable, or when you get your biggest boom.
Oh yeah, I remember now. There was some news about like buying shit. I'll have to look more into it, but the news just dropped today about roadmaps. like the rules for Steam Now roadmaps are. There's none of this,
Hmm.
mystery roadmap thing in the future. Who's this mystery character going to... No. If you're going to do a roadmap, you're going to do a bundle, you've got to go ahead and drop every single character, every single thing, tell people no more mystery shit. And I thought something weird was happening because initially, Guilty Gear Strive, a game I've been following, when they did the season packs, they introduced the characters one by one. It was like, 4 characters coming. Here's Gold Lewis. Here's fucking Testament and all that. And then, no, with the new pack, they just told you who all 4 characters were at once. No mystery. So I was wondering why they did that. It looks like it's going to be like a new Steam regulation now, trying to put a little sunlight on the fucking weird practice of selling you battle passes, season passes and shit, and then not telling you exactly what you're getting.
Well, a lot of games that do it kind of tell you what it is. It's usually the fighting games, I notice, that they kind of like keep it, what's this mystery character? Who knows? Ooh. In the future.
Yeah, because like...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of season passes.
Well, the problem with adding characters into a fighting game, especially one that's been around a while, is because any really good fighting game is supposed to be balanced, where no matter who you pick, they've got an even shot, and it's all about skill. So when you introduce a new character, you have to balance them against every single other person that's already in the game, and that can get kind of annoying. Because, like, bad, quote-unquote, bad matchups, where just if you see someone go for a character, go for this other character, that you just fucking murk them.
In my opinion, that's all cope. Because I saw that one Asian guy, he played Yoshi and he won several tournaments, even though Yoshi's supposed to be one of the worst characters. So I think it's just coping. He just don't want it hard enough.
Who, Justin
to
Wong?
win. No, I forgot his name. I think he literally just goes by like Yoshi something.
Oh.
He's like this guy from Japan, because I guess Japan doesn't have like the biggest, most known Smash Brothers scene.
Oh,
or whatever he was playing. I forgot.
Oh, you're talking about Smash. You said Yoshi. I thought you meant Yoshimitsu from Soul Calibur and Tekken. No, actually, no. Green Yoshi with the fucking eating apples and shitting eggs. That Yoshi.
Yeah. Yeah. Supposedly he's not very good. He's not a very good character, or at least in whatever version of the game that he was playing in. But because it was like a D tier or something, like one of the near the bottoms, if not in the bottom tier. And he just found this one single like gimmick that you can do with Yoshi, whatever technical whatever, that lets you do funny whatever juggling dash bullshit that you do in Smash.
So it is technical.
And yeah, I guess.
It's just you find the cheese, man. You find the cheese, and it all fucking works out.
Well, it wasn't so much cheese, because so I don't know a ton about Smash Bros. But there's like a lot of quirks in the movement system, just because there's so much about like how movement works, and the characters that can use all these like certain types of like quirks really well tend to be the best. Like there's like something called a wave dash. I don't remember exactly what it is. There's probably someone that'll tell me what it is. But it's like a funky thing where you can like jump and dive at the same time, and it makes you move fast and lets you cancel out moves. So
You mean
Yoshi's
like
one where
back
he
dash?
has like a what?
There's one I know in Tekken that's got the Korean backdash, where it's like back, and then hit down or something, then back again. So you just keep dashing back again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like stuff like that. Well, I forgot what. There's like Yoshi's like in this really niche group of how characters like jump and float and move. And because he's kind of a floaty character, it kind of fucks up one of the weird mechanics where you can do like those fast dashes that let you cancel out in your moves into other stuff. And so because he can't quite do that, and for other reasons too, he's like considered not a very good character. But then this little Japanese man who's like he's also known for being like super positive, like he never gets angry whatsoever. He's very nice, which is really weird in fighting game scenes, I guess. But
You got a lot of angry fucking people. Oh yeah.
it you get all the it has all the benefits of wrestling except instead of physically fit men doing dramatics, it's like pudgy neckbeards. But yeah, he was able to find out this one weird workaround with his movement set, which lets him do like, I guess, insane stuff that lets you like bypass the need to do like whatever bullshit move, dive thing that you kind of have to learn to go pro. And he ended up just like winning like major tournaments, like first place with them. So it's like he's like the poster child of the dream, like the dreamer, like there's this character that's weird, but there might be something good about them that someone will figure out, and then I'll be validated for playing that character, making that character.
So you're saying Yoshi was his Oshi?
Yeah. There's a really good like video essay, whatever, documentary about it. It's like really cool. And he seems like a really cool dude too, because he's very much like he will always even if he loses, he will always smile and he'll always shake your hand and he's like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, and he's just kind of like just a very just happy guy. And
yeah, that's cool.
Compared to
people like that are fucking rare,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Especially in fighting game, because you literally have people who are purposely like they're the heels, to use wrestling terms, in the community where they're purposely meant to be like the people you hate, and there's like a lot of like dramatics to everything. From what I've heard and seen, because I learned quite a bit from osmosis, because I used to have a lot of like friends that were like way into fighting games, so they were like always telling me this stuff like, yeah, you know this guy, he's a bitch, no one likes him, he always wins, or he always almost wins, he always like comes in like second place, and you hate him because he knocks out the people you want. Like he's good enough that he knocks out everyone out, and he's kind of an asshole about it, but it's kind of done for show, obviously.
Well, aren't you supposed
so he's
to
the guy,
knock
he's like
everyone out?
Well, yeah, if I meant like a lot of it's like the personality, and kind of like their reputation, and I guess there's people in a lot of like fighting games, and also in StarCraft too. There's kind of like the people that are like they're the bad boys. They're kind of the assholes about it, and so people tend to like root against them. And basically, it's like, oh, he's a villain. And the good heels are always the ones that are like good enough that they always get near the end, but they'll generally lose most of the time, I guess. A lot of it's like, oh, there's like a lot of like crossover with that with like wrestling, if you know anything about that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fucking fan of wrestling, man. Or I was back during the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched The Undertaker all the fucking time, and Austin, The Rock, and all of them. I tried to follow the shit that's going on these days, and I was watching Cody versus the Bloodline for a while, and I was really happy when they did the Uncle Howdy shit, but mostly my stuff is in the Attitude Era. Although I have cited, talking about pro wrestling, Bray Wyatt, the late Kendall Windham, as one of my biggest inspirations for Amanda Splatts and this type of stuff, because here's a guy just fucking brilliant, doing amazing shit, but it's horror shit, but he's a pro wrestler in a pro wrestling family, so he's doing his horror shit that he loves in a pro wrestling context. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But he's fucking making it work, man. It just broke my heart when he fucking passed away, man, because there was so much of a story that he had left to tell. And I'm happy that they're doing some of that with Uncle Hattie, with Bo Dallas's real life brother, kind of picking up the mantle. But you gotta start doing original shit at some point too, otherwise you just kind of be seen as a tribute act. But yeah, Bray Wyatt, like the Eater of Worlds thing, the whole cult leader thing, and then the Fiend, that was brilliant stuff. But like I think that's also why, like, people say, why are you VTubing? Why don't you just write stuff if you're a writer? And I tell them, it's like Bray Wyatt, like he did horror stuff, but he was a wrestler, so in the context of wrestling. So if I'm able to take the things I love and put it into the context of the genre that chose me, maybe I can show the whole world a new perspective on stuff, man. And Bray inspired me to do that, man. Pieces make little popping sounds when you pick them up. That's fucking cool.
I'm back. Sorry, a lot of things are exploding.
I get you, man. I was gonna say, I know we had a couple other pictures, but this is probably gonna have to be it from the night. My eyes are already fucking burning.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this would be so difficult.
I purposely just grabbed like a bunch just in case, because I don't know how fast we. But I assumed we would probably max out around like 4. So.
So this is a cool idea, and of course it is free, so that's fucking cool too. And in the browser, so. Whoa, that piece just got fucking needed. But yeah, I'm trying to look at these cheap alternatives to stream stuff too, and I've been thinking about the idea of potentially doing like the camera stuff, like building something or testing something, but I always get so fucking paranoid about like accidentally knocking over or tipping over the camera or something, and then everything is exposed. Like I have to fucking wear a mask or something, even though there would be no one else allowed in the room at the time. I get paranoid about a lot of shit I know I probably shouldn't, but better safe than sorry, man. Like I don't like buying shit online. Like I buy gift cards at a store and then buy shit that way. Just so no one gets a hold of my debit card.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, it gets difficult to buy certain things, but it's that peace of mind, and I know I know protections and shit like that have gotten better over the years, but it's probably just my fucking Manera. I tell people I know I'm not the most Manera person in flavor. I'm pretty sure I'm top 3. But I've been working on that shit, man. I've been working.
I don't see anything wrong trying to be extra careful. And yeah, people say you don't need to be that careful. What does it matter? But I guess it depends on how much you want to keep your online presence and yourself distant. And if you're going to be like, quote unquote, slightly paranoid, well, it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
To like go a little bit above and beyond. And a lot of people say, I don't need to go that much, but then people have like their password is like their first name and like their birthday, and then they have it written down in like 30 places. And so a lot of people aren't, and I'm kind of guilty of this too, but a lot of people aren't as smart when it comes to their online presence and security as they probably should be.
People got be a little more savvy about. I don't know if OPSEC is the right term for it or what, but just being careful.
OPSEC, well, when it comes to like VTubing, yeah, OPSEC, or streaming, yeah.
That's one of the big reasons.
I'm not the kind of person.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that's one of the big reasons I switched to Brave, because like it cuts out all the ads and stuff. Like even though I'm using a VPN, I don't want anyone to potentially see any ads that might dox me or something.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not the most careful. Like I could definitely be more careful and take more precautions, but I'm better now than I was, because like I should probably just be a little bit smarter at least.
Yeah, you get a real quick education. There's a Gobo Brave. Hey, Kara Senpai, thank you for stopping by. We're just kind of wrapping up because my eyes are fucking burning. How was it in the London? How did you do in the fucking London, Kara? Playing the Fallout London mod. I actually, on one of these massive fucking sales, I picked up Fallout New Vegas. I think it was like $3 or $4. I didn't get the DLC. And I thought about streaming that because, these older games, like 3D is what I have problems streaming. But with these older games, I thought it might not be a problem. Like I got the fucking orange box for $2. And that's a huge deal. That'd be kind of interesting to stream sometime. But it's just a whole bunch of practice trying to figure out whether I can actually get it going or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've started doing these streams like in the morning where it's just like real casual shit. Like I just play 8 or 9 different games back to back just to kind of see if I can stream them or not. And I'm not try hard and I'm not trying to be elite fucking gamer or anything. I'm just seeing if they fucking run. And those have actually been kind of fun. Like the pressure's off. Like I'm not trying to impress anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, then I find the one game that doesn't stream that is too chunky and everything freezes and I have to stop and like start yapping and shit for several minutes while the stream health goes back up.
Oh, man. I've been there.
And it's the weirdest fucking things too. Yeah, because like I said, I if anything else, I'm actually thinking about investing in getting a second monitor. Because I've been streaming so far with one monitor, it's a fucking problem. Because I had to keep switching back with OBS and everything. And I've just had to have the stream going on my actual phone just to make sure it doesn't die off or get copyright claimed or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's one side piece that we haven't done yet. It's fucking pissing me off.
It's probably hidden, so we probably accidentally hid it under another piece or something.
So we've got most of the recognized. We got everything except all the hair, I think.
Yeah. There's a hole in my waking.
Well, technically there are several holes in your head. Like you got the eyes, the ears, the
yeah.
nose. There you go. I did you a fucking solid.
Okay. We have this eye patch, but it's kind of a dark bit where it kind of merges with other stuff, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I kind of had issues. It's weird when I was trying to gen the pictures for our collab. It got the eye
Mhm.
patch, but sometimes it was black, sometimes it was white. It gave you the wrong eye color, and like, cause like I said, I use
Mhm.
Bing, and you can't like do Laura's and just Laura's and shit on there. You just have to go with what there is, and just
Yeah.
keep re-rolling again and again. And it's great because it's free, but also you do lose that kind of creative, that kind of. But when I generate stuff, I kind of like to be vague on purpose and let the AI fill it in because it might have better ideas than I do. Because I'm not a fucking artist.
Mhm.
You're a fucking artist. I'm not a fucking artist.
Well, anyone can be a fucking artist. You just have to. A lot of it's just kind of the mind. A lot of it's just kind of like experience. Even if you're like, uh, uh, well, brain dying.
Yeah.
As long as you're as long as you're not sentient, as long as you can think, you have a brain and you can think and you can. You don't even need to see because there's blind artists. There's like blind artists that do really well. You just have to think and process. And a lot of, I'd say like half of learning art is learning how to see because what you learn is your eye tricks you, your brain tricks what you see. It wants to fill in things. It wants to make up stuff for you. And when you kind of teach your brain to like properly look, as they call it, when you get experience, you know what you're doing it. It's just a matter of time.
Right.
It's and even if you don't become like an artist, you can still kind of learn a lot of those qualities and abilities, and you can still use them.
Well, a lot of
Because
it
a lot
is.
of it's
Yeah. A lot of it is. I know a lot of it is having the right tools too. Like, like, like when you usually draw, what kind of tools do you use? Like when you're streaming and you're drawing, what do you use?
so for digital drawing. I have a tablet. I have a Huon. And when it comes to like digital, yeah, there's kind of like there's going to be some like limit like barriers of entry through like because of money. But if you get the most expensive part is the computer. If you have your computer, everything else is a lot cheaper, and you can find really affordable alternative stuff like Huon has a lot of like reasonably priced stuff. Mine was fairly cheap. What I got was like $50, and it's still kind of like that's still kind of the bigger end on kind of the more budget oriented stuff. But you can get if you don't mind a little bit smaller tablet, then you can get it for even quite a bit cheaper.
Nice. Oh, that's
And,
what.
and when it comes to drawing programs, there's a lot of free ones. There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, even as writing, I've had to focus on getting free alternatives. Cause fucking Office, man. I've been using computers
Ugh.
since like '98, Windows '98 rather, and now you have to pay for Office every year. When it used to just be free, or you could just at one point you even just had to pay for a year.
It just came with your computer. It
Yeah.
just came with Windows.
So I've had to
Yeah.
look for free
Ugh.
alternatives. Like the one I'm using right now is Open Office. That's about the easiest one I've found.
Mhm.
I tell you, your brain turns to mush doing this fucking thing. Cause we got everything except the hair, and I think the hair is probably the hardest part.
Yeah, because it's just a tangled mess of yellowish green and teal.
And the thing is, there are tips, like there are the fucking gradients of going from the lighter grade to
Yeah.
the darker grade. And me out here, I'm trying to find the one or two things in your lapel. I mean, and I know I shouldn't be bitching about this, because think about what if we were trying to do this in real life. We'd have like no indication of whether we were connected or we were correct or not. At least it's fucking popping in.
Well, you can tell it's the correct one because the pieces fit.
Right. If they get that little satisfying.
And also, if it just looks roughly about right. But I get what you're saying.
And then you got
There's a little bit.
I used to know some crazy fucking people who were so good at crossword or these jigsaws that they would do them face down, like they turn the thing upside down and try to figure it out without
And just
even
do
able to see
the-
the picture, and then just flip it over at once.
Oh yeah, true psychopaths. There's I don't know if it's a real one, but it's like 1,000 pieces and it's just blank white. And I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible.
That's one of those jigsaw puzzles for blind people, I guess,
Mhm.
because you just feel the pieces and
Maybe.
slide them in with all the weird pieces of like weird borders and stuff. Or what some of the most demonic ones I've seen were massive ones where all the pieces, all the edges were perfectly square. So you wouldn't know if it was actually really correct and sliding in or not.
There, you have to be a sicko. You have to be a real sick man in the head to be into that game.
It's a hobby, man. It's
I guess.
you can be competitive at anything. You can turn anything into a fucking sport, man. I'm sure there's a jigsaw.
There is one really evil one where they're all basically just thin strips that are just slightly different shaped. So instead of like the big pieces, it's just like they're just kind of slivers, and it's kind of like trying to like put a like paper that went through a shredder back together.
Fucking crazy, man. Well, there's that. We have like 400 pieces, and I get so happy that I found the one fucking piece I'm looking for. Because eventually all this shit's gonna go in. But yeah. I'm gonna find that one corner or side piece I'm missing, and it's gonna drive me fucking nuts. But yeah.
Or we just never find it.
Oh no, I'm even though I got work in the morning, I'm determined to finish this fucking thing. Absolutely fucking determined. Like I don't know if we will or not, but I'm gonna hold myself to it. Gonna make it fucking fit. It's to the point where, and this is what I had to be careful of streams too. I think I talked about it. Try hard and like not talking, because if I'm playing a game on my own, like I'm fine. I'm competent because I don't have to talk and be entertained while I'm doing it. Like Neo Turf Masters, this arcade golf game. When I played on my own, I finished the round par. When I played it on stream, I was like 6 over par. It's like it for those of you who are interested in becoming streamers, haven't tried it yet. It is a whole different fucking world when you're trying to talk constantly and be entertaining while playing a video game. You don't even know until you've tried it, man. I was not prepared for how crazy shit gets. Like at least like I found Darkest Dungeon though is the one game that's actually kind of conducive because You can talk out, plot out your next move, and just scream and rage about how the RNG fucked you over. It's just finding out as far as like actual games and everything, find out what I can stream and what people are interested in and what keeps me interested. Because if I'm bored with something, people are gonna fucking know it. It's not gonna be good for them.
Yeah.
That's why I don't bother. Like, I know there's a fan base for the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Like, I know millions of people around the world cherish that shit, but I just don't have any interest in it, so I'm not gonna buy any of those. Although I do start getting the idea more and more that I'm probably gonna have to buy fucking Minecraft at some point.
Maybe. I ended up buying Minecraft. I don't know why I did. I was saying, might as well, because one, it's like, oh, if there's ever like a Minecraft collab, okay, now I can finally have a Minecraft. And also, I don't know, I just kind of had this weird hankering, like, I kind of want to play Minecraft for no reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's always a Minecraft collab going on. Like, what's the new one? The Cobblemon? Where it turns it into Gen 1 Pokemon? And Salty's been doing a big server with all the Cobblemon and everything. And then I know Kara and Nicola were doing some kind of challenge thing where someone did like big hard as balls mod where you had to like unlock wool and shit. So there's a lot of creativity there. It just never really fucking appealed to me. And part of it is weird. It's that it's one of the most profitable games and the biggest games in the world, but it's not on the fucking Steam store. And that kind of weirded me out too. Like, why is it not on the fucking Steam store? If it's like the biggest
because
game
it's a Windows. It's a Windows exclusive, so they get to have their own browser. No, it's its own little enterprise now. I just find it annoying that you have to pay for both. Because, okay, so there's several versions of the game. There's the Java version, which is the original one and had the actual good one. And then there's Bedrock Edition. That's just like a simpler, shittier version that's meant for like mobile and stuff, but you can also play on PC, I think. But you have to buy them both. You can't just buy them separately.
Found
And
the
that's
last
kind of
side
like,
piece, by the way. Holy shit.
oh, finally.
But yeah, I heard of that with the Bedrock and Java. Like, I was wondering what the difference was.
It's just basically different for...
Oops, sorry.
And I don't know a ton about the Bedrock version, but basically it's just a simplified version of it that just runs a little bit better. It's meant for like, I'm pretty sure like iPads and stuff. But I think you can also play it on your PC.
But then the thing is, there's no crossplay between the two of them, right?
No, because they actually play pretty differently. There's a lot of separate mechanics between them. And stuff just works differently. And if I remember correctly, I think the Bedrock version generally tends to have less stuff or gets stuff a lot later than the Java version. But I think also you can't really do mods for Bedrock. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure like Bedrock there's like almost no modding.
So pretty much all of the hardcore Minecraft heads get do the Java version, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
Fucking A, right? Because I know, like, I'm very wary about putting money into something that I'm not going to use offline, not going to play or be interested in, because I put a lot of money into getting a tabletop simulator. And that was interesting. I had a nice collab with that, but it's so fucking chunky. I was barely able to stream it because anything that's 3D gives me problems when I try to stream it, and that almost makes me wonder if it might maybe part of it might be encoding settings. Cause like I was not able, like web fishing streamed a little bit chunky, but I was able to do like Death Road to Canada or Vampire Survivors, where there are hundreds of fucking sprites on the screen at once, and there was no problem with any of those.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, maybe you just need a more powerful like graphics card or something, but I don't know enough about computers to know.
Well, I got a laptop, a 1235U
Oh, okay.
Core 5, so it's not the strongest. I literally bought this because it was the model that was like 33% off at Office Max, and I'm like, hey, can this run Marvel vs. Capcom 2? And the guy at the store said, yeah, but you might not be able to stream it. Luckily, I was, but it's just FlaVR is such a fucking great place, partially because I was able to learn so much here. I was able to get an education. Like I asked what type of specifications I need to look for when buying a rig, and I got a lot of helpful advice. And then there were points where the thing wouldn't even fucking start, and I had another one of my Manhera meltdowns, and they were able to talk me through what I needed to do and get it going. And like, I think that's one of the reasons I use your faithful Amanda Splatts as my sign off, because there have been so many great people in FlaVR that have helped me out, and I'm trying to be faithful to those who have been faithful to me, man. And that's part of the reason I've been reaching out to so many people also. I just want to show that FlaVR's in a real good fucking place right now and just getting better. And I just want to show the place love, man, because it showed me love all this time.
Yeah, I've been lucky. There's been a lot of cool dweebs and nerds and other shit.
Yeah, I spend more time on the Discord for FlaVR than I probably fucking should. But just because there's so many and there's so many different things too. So many people with their, like Gwen Lamone, who's doing like calligraphy and sword fighting and ancient languages and stuff. And you got Susie, who's doing stuff like a lot of Factorio and walking around face cam Japan and stuff. And they're just, that's one of the things I love about FlaVR these days is the fucking variety, man. Like you got the classic gamers, the hardcore gamers and stuff like that. But if you're not into gaming and stuff, there's so much other options. You're gonna find something you fucking love. You take a look at FlaVR, you take a look at the roster, you're gonna find something you're into. You're gonna find a fucking Oshi. It's just gonna be a good experience.
And you can find that in VTubing in general, but FlaVR, because it's all kind of like semi-connected with this kind of like quote unquote brand, it's easier to like look and find people. That's always been one of the benefits of it.
It's a shit post that's been going on for 2 years, and I had something real smart about that comment, but I fucking forgot it because my eyes are burning. I'm sure it'll come to me. Oh yeah. It's the shit post that's been going on for 2 years. And you'd think normally shit rolls downhill, but we're only on the rise. Okay, that wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I apologize.
But yeah, but I got it. I got the gist of what you're saying.
I don't know, man. It's a great pace to learn. Like there's. I just learned so much from people like you and Kara, and asking questions on the board and seeing like one thing that saved my ass before my debut was a couple people talked about the thing where you're not supposed to, like, after you create the account you can't go live for like 24 hours. And a couple of people in FlaVR had gotten caught on that and forced to push their debuts back a day. So the fact
Yeah.
that they caught that and I was able to avoid that, that really helped me out too. Cause I went live
Yeah.
like 3 hours after the internet person, the lady who was installing my internet, left and tested everything. 3 hours later, I was live. Now I was doing my fucking OBS reps and everything, but I had to use I had an old shitty burner phone for work, and I had to
Mhm.
use mobile, not for work. No, my work phone was something different. It was another one, but I had to use the hotspot. I think it's called hotspot minutes to
Oh
download
yeah.
OBS and practice and do reps and everything. But you know, if you want to. If you want to put in the hours, man, if you want to do your reps, and it's a really fulfilling thing, man. It's really fucking great. It does take a little bit getting used to, though. The way some things work in FlaVR as opposed to like we got 3 fucking Loligaes. How does that shit work? We got
Don't worry about it. It just happens sometimes.
we got the Lowly May, we got Broly May, and then we got Loligae.
Yeah, Kino Lime. There's also Schizo May. There's Fred May. And there's a couple. There's like 1 or 2 more really obscure ones that are technically shit posts, but they still count. It's still part of the spirit.
And that is one of the great things about FlaVR, man. Like even if you're going with the pre-built character, you take as little or as much as you want. Like the Amanda Splatts character, it's like 85-90% original. Like the original character was like some kind of 80s Sailor Moon type superhero thing, roadkill armadillo. But I took the character and I thought, oh, let's make it a Gritty's 90 OVA reboot. That's why all the original writing actually focuses on the roadkill aspect and everything because of all the blood and sex and nudity and stuff. Some of those 90s OVA. I'm looking at you, fucking Angel Cop. But
I love Angel Cop.
if this is justice, then I'm a banana.
Shit, he got fried like a turkey.
Plus, it also had a big muscular woman as one of the main antagonists, and that's all. That's into my fucking thing.
Yeah. The dub is sometimes the dub is just it's just bad, but a lot of times it's kind of that funny bad though.
Don't be surprised. I think that might be why in the beginning I also kind of leaned into the profanity a little bit more, because those dubs back in the '90s. Holy shit, we actually finished it.
We did it.
There you go, man.
Fireworks.
It's all about trust, man. It's all about persevere. You got 198. I was rubbing my eyes halfway through, so you get the victory, man. I'll let you get the victory. And that was fucking cool, man. I have to remember this website. I didn't want to plug the website until afterwards because I didn't want people to like flutter it, but it's jigsawpuzzles.io. You can go into the main page, do other puzzles, or you can sign in with your Google account or whatever and do your own puzzles. It's fucking great. Like I said, my eyes are fucking burning, so I have to call it here. I do thank you.
Yeah.
I do thank you for showing this with me, man. I do thank you for hanging out with me. I was kind of put together on relatively short notice, but I think it went real fucking well, man. Thank you for that.
It somehow turned out okay. Kind of.
Well, thank you, Cygnus, and thank you, Kara, for stopping by. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out, lurking, and everything. You got anything to plug, my man?
Only this weed. No.
The Amanda Splatts Project does not approve of using marijuana. for other illicit
Recreational
substances.
drug use.
Unless it's legal in your state, then follow the regulations in your.
Unless it's peyote, because that's the stuff that it's okay in the desert. Anyway,
where did you get your fucking doctorate, man? I gotta ask.
don't worry about it.
Is it like
I got it from one of those.
Is it like Dr. Phil?
It's-
Are you like a doctor of like court or something? Like nothing actually medical.
Nah, I got my doctorate of nutrition from the University of Kazakhstan.
Doctorate in nutrition. That's why you're holding the fucking bag of macaroni while you're squatting.
Exactly. I am the dietitian.
Well, there you go, man. Everything fucking works out for a reason. So, man, you want to go ahead and hit him with your outro?
Bye.
Alright, I am your faithful Amanda.
That's only my outro. I don't have anything else as an outro.
Yeah, well, I get mine.
Bye.
I am your faithful Amanda Splatts, and this is the Amanda Splatts Project. Good night.